How do you think we all got here?
We all got on planet Earth?
Yeah. How do you think it all started?
I think it all started with very small bacteria, and the laws of evolution applied.
And what was there before the bacteria?
Well, a primeval soup, according to science.
What's
that? Who knows?
Why is there something rather than nothing? Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to answer this in good faith. Well, first of all, why not? People think that it's mad that there's stuff, but why? Why isn't it mad that there was nothing? Imagine a universe of nothing. That would be odd as well, wouldn't it? You mean, and also the question why should be how. We don't mean why because there's no will. There's no will to the universe. The universe didn't crunch into the size of an atom and go, let's explode and make shit. There was no will. It just happened through gravity and all the different forces and laws that existed. I think people mean how the fuck, how, that's what they mean.
But my question for all people like Richard Dawkins, I've interviewed everyone on this subject you can imagine, is, well, what was there before nothing? And because the human brain can't comprehend that and can't answer that question, I'm a religious person. I believe in God. I was raised a Catholic. And the reason that I have stayed that way is because to me it makes perfect sense. It's logical that there must be a supernatural entity out there which is more sophisticated than the human brain, because we cannot answer that simple question. What was there before nothing?
We certainly can't.
Right.
What was there before the Big Bang? Nobody
So
can,
it's because they can't answer
it is
that
a strong
question.
argument for a creator of some sort. Whether that entity is supernatural or whether supernatural is simply natural that we haven't yet understood is another.
Are you religious
question.
or not?
I was brought up as a Christian. I abandoned Christianity in my early 20s. I have been through a series of changes. I feel that life does have purpose, that it does have meaning. I don't think we're here by accident. I don't believe that death is the end. I think we are incarnated in physical bodies, but I think consciousness and the body are separate issues. I think life goes on. So in that sense, I am a spiritual person rather than necessarily a religious person. I don't follow a particular religious doctrine.
But you do think there's something else at the end?
I do, particularly the notion that the death is not the end, that it's perhaps the beginning of the next great adventure.
Right.
And well, lots of reasons there. Well, nothing isn't really nothing. In fact, when people say, why is there something? Why isn't there a balance? Well, actually there is, because in general, the universe is an average of nothing. It's actually an average of nothing. Scientists will work this out, right? Because there's matter and antimatter. I mean, this might as well be magic, really, mightn't it, what I'm saying? But the answer is there just is. That you need lots more questions, really. But the answer is because there is. Why? I don't know why. I mean, it does seem weird that there's stuff, but I think it was just as weird. We wouldn't be here, obviously. So you can't imagine there being nothing. But there was once, or was there?
The Earth supposedly was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, 4,500 million years ago. It supposedly was not cool enough to support life until about 4 billion years ago. But then by 3.9 billion years ago, the planet is seething with bacterial life. And the mainstream argument is that bacterial life just evolved by accidental bumping together of molecules.
Do you believe that?
I don't. I go with Francis Crick on that. Surprisingly, because as you know, Francis Crick won the Nobel Prize for the double helix structure.
I'm very aware of his work.
And he did not, in a less known book by Francis Crick called Life Itself that was published in 1981, he looked into the plausibility of what he called directed panspermia. He felt that it was impossible for life to have evolved accidentally on Earth, for the DNA-RNA system to have just appeared by accident. He thinks it was sent to planet Earth. He speculated, this is not me, this is Francis Crick. He speculated that there must have been some gigantic civilization in some far-off part of the universe. Which,
And a bit of it came to it.
no, they discovered that they were going. This is Crick. They discovered that they were going to be wiped out in a supernova explosion. That's the suggestion. They looked for ways to get themselves off the planet. Distances are too great. They settled on cryogenic freezing of bacteria. They encoded DNA into those bacteria, and they fired them off into the universe in all directions. And one of those spaceships landed on the early Earth 3.9 billion years ago. And I must repeat, this is not Graham Hancock. This is Francis Crick, won the Nobel Prize.
Yes.
And this is his book, Life Itself, published in 1981. Directed Pan.
I mean, look, I used to love Star Trek when I was a kid.
He made the point that the universe is more than 13 billion years old.
Yeah.
And there's time for life to have evolved
No, I get all
more than
that.
once.
Even if I understood quantum physics, it wouldn't help anyone. I couldn't explain it. It just, because it sounds like magic. It's mad. In fact, a lot of it is counterintuitive on contingent truths that we sort of hold dearly. But it is what it is. I think that's what you got to say. It is what it is. Say to me. That's life. Oh